Hello everyone, Vaughn Marie here and welcome to the Whimsy Stamps YouTube channel. So we're going to use this fun stamp set called Butt Nuggets, and there is a lot of chickens in here, and then we're going to use this Slimline Chicken Coop die, which is super fun. You also get a chicken, some eggs, a lot of nests in there, some locks. You get a lot in there, and so Whimsy Stamps really packed all those dies in there, which is so great. I'm just coloring really simply with my Copic markers here. These chickens were stamped on Nina 110 pound with Memento black onyx ink, and so really cute. And I'm just going to color them and cut them out with my brother's scan and cut, which is not so great, but it worked for these chickens. And I gave this chicken some blue eggs, and I also colored one chicken like a aqua type color. So super fun. You can color them however. I was having fun with coloring, and my chicken coop's also going to be with some glitter paper from my stash. And so this is a really fun die set that you can have a whole lot of fun with, and the sentiments in this stamp set are too cute. So I just had a blast with this card, and I was been wanting to use this stamp set for a while, and I'm glad I finally did. But I probably will have a Halloween card next time. So we'll see, our fall. So just finishing up, I am coloring up with the red here, and then I will finish coloring the chicken next to this one, which is on the right side, and I'm going to color them in those fun G markers, and then I will color the little black bird, or I chose to make him a black bird, and I think his mouth open is just really funny. It makes me laugh. And these, like I said, these sentiments are really fun, and I will list everything I used down below. And I'm also going to be using a stencil called Brick Pattern that I am going to line up and make it a slimline stenciled background for this chicken coop. And so just grabbing my end markers, and then we will go on to some stenciling, which will be used with Fired Brick Distress Oxide ink. And so this little blackbird could be maybe a crow, a raven, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of different kinds of blackbirds out there. And then I will finish coloring the other ones, and just popping them out with, so here's what my brother's scan and cut does. Sometimes I have to pop them out there, so it's not the funnest thing to do. Sometimes I rather fussy cut them, but it did okay. So here is, I'm going to die cut some pieces out of this glitter paper, and it's just like a Michael's glitter paper. And then I will use some craft paper as well. And I thought this piece came off, but it's meant to hinge on there like a door. But that's okay, because I'm going to be using some craft cardstock, and I will just hinge it with the craft cardstock because I wanted like a 2-color combo on this chicken coop. And I will also cut out that door. And so here is the ink blending for this brick pattern stencil using a Whimsy Stamps blending brush. And I love Whimsy Stamps blending brushes. They blend really well, so I need to get some more of those. and it was easy just to move it over and get this stenciled slimline stenciled background. And so just finishing up there. And some areas will be a little darker, but that's okay. My chicken coop will be on top of that, so I'm not really sure what's going to show. So I'm just going to put all my pieces together. I'm using my Barely Arts liquid glue. There's that hinge piece, and it'll be a cute little fun chicken in there. And I'm going to put the bird, so I'm going to put the chicken looking down at the nest, and then I'm going to put the black bird in there, and it's going to say, "What do you mean they eat them?" So super fun. Cracks me up. And then I'm also going to use a couple other sentiments from the Butt Nuggets stamp set. And I will also use an egg and a nest from the Chicken Coop die. So lots of pieces, and that's why it was so much fun putting these two together. And I'm just creasing it, making sure everything is glued on really well. And then here is this piece that I cut out of glitter and craft. I'm actually going to glue the glittered part inside my card as just like a fun accent, because why not? And then I will just glue that onto my card there and put all my chickens inside. I almost felt bad for putting all my chickens behind the door because it felt like a little, I don't know, like I was putting them in a cage, and it felt kind of bad, but that's where they're supposed to go. And you can also glue them on top or not use that door, but I wanted to use it. And hopefully my recipient will think it's a fun and, well, a funny card, because it has that funny sentiment, the one that says, "What do you mean they eat them?" So, and then I also have the sentiment, "Don't let anyone ruffle your feathers." So I love punny sentiments as well, so it's so fun. And so here I'm stamping the sentiment there, and then I will just pop that. I will cut that sentiment out with the quick strips die set and pop it up with some foam squares, and then everything else was glued with liquid glue. And so I would say it was a pretty easy card and a whole lot of fun, which I love. And I like that when you open up that door, you'll see that chicken and that bird, that other bird there. And on the top of that door, you'll say Farm Fresh. I'm also going to use some more Fired Brick Distress Oxide ink to ink up the craft pieces of my card. And I will share that in just a second. And I wanted to fit that chicken in there because I didn't want him to be left out. And I did glue that inner rectangle, but he covered up one of my chicken's face, so I didn't want that. So luckily this glue didn't stick, and I was able to pull off this rectangle right away. And I did try it again, and nope, it wasn't gonna work for me. And so I'm just gonna glue that door on and then add my sentiments and do some ink blending, and that finishes this card. So I think it was great, and hopefully you have these products, or you grab them, because I think you'll want to use them a lot. And so here is everything, So here's where I'm going to ink blend a little bit. I did ink blend earlier, but I wanted to show you just a little more ink blending here. And that is it. How cute is that? Super fun card. So thank you for joining me today and have a wonderful day.